description actually. In general, it has not so much to do with this general entertaining. So it's also a little bit a force to the audience to let go your habits.
A challenge.
Yeah. Yeah. And dive into another world. Actually, it's of contemporary art, or how it develops over the last 50 years.
To give a little historical background, I don't know if that's helpful. The performance art is an art form developed in the 60s in America and in Europe, and it came really out of a desire for artists to move beyond just the production of objects, so two-dimensional paintings, sculpture. They started to use objects as ready-mades. Then they started to use the media, the first video cameras that came out, and started developing video work. And very quickly also the idea that the artist with your own body can create an artwork, that you actually don't really need to hide behind a medium to be able to express yourself. There was, of course, action painting was one method with which performance was developed, in which not only the object of that at the end of the process existed was interesting, but the method used to paint the image, and then even the painting was not so important, but actually the action of painting. So within the 60s, 70s, and 80s, there have been very many different movements of how artists perceive themselves and how they work with the mediums. And that was one of the things which we studied under Ulrike Rosenbach, who was one of the pioneers of video and performance art. So in performance class, I think it was very much about finding something which really touches you, which almost disturbs you, which moves you, which makes you want to express yourself. Boyce said something about finding and exposing the inner wound. So I think that performance for me, IngridMwangiRobertHutter, has something to do with that. Going beyond the boundaries of what you can express or what you can handle, what you can deal with, and trying to find images and words and actions, and it can be a lot of many different things. Performance is not really formatted in a way which you can say it has to have a time length. There are day-long performances, there's 2-minute performances. So it's a very free form in which the main point is that the artist is very directly trying to speak and canalize whatever you could say creative energy towards the audience. Yeah, I think that's about it. For me, it's the most challenging of any artwork because there's no editing, there's no moment where I could say, oh sorry, that part, just I didn't mean it. There's none of that, so it's everything I do in that moment should be really honest and should be just what it is. You know, there's a high level of acceptance of what is going on at that moment. It's very communicative. Yeah, it's just a very, very direct art form.